What up, though? OG Kenny, O_G_Kenny. I retired from the streets TV. Another church crime Sunday. This church crime, I'm taking y'all. With this church crime Sunday, I'm taking y'all to Madison, Wisconsin. So, look, it's deep because my grandfather was pretty much a hippie. My grandfather wore a dashiki. He had a long braided beard. He used to wear beads on it. You feel what I'm saying? He had what people would consider a man bag today. He played the congos, the maracas. He grew his own Mary Jane, and he used to put it in the oven to like what they call decarboxylation now. He just used to do it. I guess he knew something back then that we didn't know. So this was like a culture that was around me growing up, period. Mary Jane and the medicinal aspects of it. Not just let's get toasted, but because it helps with pain. It was helping with appetite, right? It was helping with sleep issues and what disorder. So I never just looked at Mary Jane or cannabis as something just to get wasted off of. I always knew that there were other benefits to it. So let's just say that for one. And then I remember when my cousin used to always play, telling Moses wasn't talking to no burning bush. The burning bush wasn't no bush at all. You feel what I'm saying? And I used to be like, bro, stop playing, but like, so just think about that on a religious tone, right? You have individuals, especially Rastafarians, who believe that the practice of the consumption of marijuana, Mary Jane, cannabis, or whatever you want to call it, is a spiritual thing. It helps to cleanse the spirit, and it helps to bring one closer to Jah, right? Allah, whatever you want to call them, but they say to bring one closer to Jah. As far as they're concerned, that is just as important as in consuming the cracker and the wine when it comes to a Christian service or whatever, right? So we got 39-year-old, what's his name, Joel, 39-year-old Jesse Schwartz, and 23-year-old Dylan P. Banker, both of Madison, Wisconsin, both arrested at the Lion of Judah Rastafari, right? Like the Lion of Judah House of Rastafari, I'm sorry. So this is 2019. What ended up happening was they got a search warrant served against them because individuals were saying that the police department said that they were selling marijuana to the public. Their take on it is that we were doing nothing illegal. Only thing we were doing is exercising our right to practice our religion. There had been a protest at the location and all this other stuff talking about the people. But I'm going to do y'all one even bigger. I'm going to take y'all to a news clip that they got on it from, what is this, NBC15.com, where they're going to detail in greater, they're going to go in great detail as far as telling you about the story about these two individuals and what actually happened. So let's go.
Judah Rastafari Church in Madison serving a drug-related search warrant. The church is known for selling marijuana, claiming it should be allowed to because of religious reasons. That's where we find NBC 15's Hannah Flood. And Hannah, you showed up shortly after police arrived. What can you tell us so far? Yeah, Madison police say that they served this warrant at about 8:50 this morning. I got here about 10 minutes later, and the first thing that I noticed was some of this damage to the outside of the building. You can see where police were trying to enter through doors and windows here. I want to show you this video of one of the main front doors where glass was smashed in. That was one of the first things that I noticed. I also saw a few men that were in handcuffs and were put into the back of police cars. And I also noticed as you get closer to the building, you can actually smell marijuana. Now, I did talk to a couple of men who were inside that building at the time when police went in and served that search warrant, and they described to me what that was like.
Man, it's crazy. We're standing there, the cop came up to the door, and I'm like, we're all standing right there. Next thing you know, get back. Boom, boom, psh, busted that window open. I'm like, what's going on? We're all standing right here at the door. All he had to do was just wait for us to open the door. No, busted it in. They came storming in there, lasers on us and everything, put the guns on us. They had M16s, put the lasers right on our face for no reason. I mean, we're all standing there with our hands up, and he's like, get back, get back. Everybody down on the ground. He's like forcing everybody out into the cars, handcuffing people.
reasons, and they say that they believe that the people who run this church were actually really just trying to help people. So what we know from Madison police so far is that they have detained several people, and we do know that a few weeks ago they served a cease and desist order to the Lion of Judah Church, telling them that they needed to stop selling marijuana. So we have a few people detained. They say this investigation is ongoing and that no one was hurt while serving this search warrant. Live in Madison, Hannah Flood, NBC 15 News.
Yep. So that's my thing, right? Like, you think people... listen, I'm on the fence about it, because my thing is, if you selling marijuana, right, and you have everything you need to do so, like in Detroit, you got to have your license. You either got to be classified as recreational, right, or you got to have your state license where you're classified as medicinal, right? Either way, you got to have some paperwork on deck to say you can, serve marijuana out your dwelling. So if they didn't do that, then, bro, I really appreciate Rastafarians and your religion, but you should have got that done. You should have most definitely tapped into that first so you can cover your butt, because they already didn't like y'all. They already didn't like what you representing. They actually say that they had a protest outside of the Lion of Judah House of Rasta. The Lion of Judah's House of Rastafari. Like right prior to that arrest or whatever, because they saying that citizens in the area saying that the individuals at the church posted some inappropriate things about people's race and other things like sexual orientation and other things on their website. And Jesse Schwartz said that's not true. He said that we treat everybody equally. We treat everybody as individuals, no matter what their differences are. I don't agree with nobody running up in no church, man. If just go knock on the door. If they ain't talking about no weapons and nothing, it's non-violent. The way they bust up in there, it was like you would have thought they had AKs, and like a boy said, they had all type of assault rifles and busted the door, and they could have just knocked and said, hey. But I guess they had a no-knock search warrant, and when they got a no-knock search warrant, they usually exercise their right to not knock and to bust up in there and tear things up. I don't agree with it, but it is what it is. I will say this much, however. Whatever the case is, when an individual I'm saying it from personal experience, being a Melanic Muslim, being in the MDOC when I became a Melanic Muslim, and the Melanic Muslims being founded in prison and having to get a religious charter, I remember how they played us as a whole, right? When it was a few individuals who might have took part and partial to certain things, right? And you gotta understand, I've not been a model citizen, not a model prisoner when I was doing my time. However, I still took the religious things that we adopted, the religious doctrines, the religious tenements that we held was steadfast to. I agreed with them and I lived them. So I didn't agree with how they played them. I don't agree when they play nonviolent crimes that they say churches are doing or religious beliefs are doing because you don't agree with them. I don't believe running up in there, man. That's crazy, So, but if y'all was selling marijuana though, and y'all didn't have y'all paperwork together, like I was saying, then that's crazy, bro. No disrespect to y'all. I ain't on nobody's side. It was just something interesting to cover because it was a church crime center. I haven't given y'all one in a while because I've been working. I'm at the laundromat again. It's raining. That's why I've been there because we've been trapping out with that contract. It's been good money. And you know me, I ain't turned down no money. I got blemishes on my record, so whenever I can find some legal money, I ain't got to go in there, fill out an application, explain my history. Well, unfortunately, when I was young, I made decisions, and then I made some more decisions. And I don't got time explaining to these people about what I've done wrong, so I'm going to get to that money. But I do appreciate y'all staying tuned with me, tapping in. I love y'all. OG Kenny, O_G_Kenny, advertised from the streets TV. Do not... Listen, I promise you, my production value and everything about to step up. I'm just running this money up right quick. Y'all give me a few days to a week. Y'all gonna see things change dramatically. So I love y'all. Y'all be smooth. OG Kenny, O_G_Kenny, advertised from the streets TV, and I'm out.